Hi Business Central Insights users, and welcome to this tutorial on financial reporting in Business Central with Power BI and Excel. In this session, we'll walk through how to build financial reports in Business Central, configure them to focus on the metrics that matter most, and extend your analysis across both Power BI and Excel. You'll see how to combine financial and operational data using statistical accounts. Also, calculate performance ratios, such as profit per employee, and then bring everything into Excel for dynamic ad hoc reporting, all powered by trusted data from your Business Central environment. First, click on the search icon on the top right-hand side and type in row definitions to begin creating them. You can create a brand new one, but in this example, we'll copy an existing definition. I'll select the M income option here. Clicking the three dots beside that opens the drop-down menu and you choose copy row definition. And then we'll give it a name. So let's call that expenses. We'll also change the description from income statement to expenses as well. Then you click home in the menus up the top here and then edit row definition. So now we'll select the rows we want in our report using the show more options and then select more. And I'll remove all the income and cost of goods sold rows here all the way down to expenses. And then after that, as I move down, I'll also remove any of the rows with nothing in the totaling. So we can see these ones here have nothing in them, so we'll remove those. Scroll down, and these last two don't need to be there either because they're not expenses. Then we go up to manage and then click delete. So now we've got a nice clean structure focused solely on expenses. So in Business Central financial reporting, each report line can use up to 4 additional dimension filters also. When they're brought into Power BI, those filters are automatically applied. So to add those, we just click over here in the area code totaling, and then you can select whichever dimension you want to apply. So we've just put 1 in there, or you can click multiple by holding control, and then that'll pop up and you can add a second or a third or a fourth. So now that's done, we go back to the main page and we click finance, down to finance reporting. And then we will use the new button to make a new report just above it here. There we go. So we'll enter a name. Let's use expenses, obviously. And then a display title. That can be anything you like, but let's do expenses analysis because that's what we're going to be doing. And then you choose the row definition in the drop down. So expenses, the one we made. And then we need to define the column, and we'll use net change. If you want to exclude a draft or test report from Power BI, simply tick the new exclude from Power BI field here when setting up the report. Then lastly, we just click view financial report, and there you have within Business Central the report you just made. This report is now ready to be analysed in Power BI. But before doing so, you need to refresh your semantic model. You can do this manually from your workspace like this, or simply rely on a scheduled refresh from Business Central. Once refreshed, the report will appear in Power BI ready to filter and analyse. If we move into the Finance Insights main page, you'll see 4 different reports under this section here called Financial Reporting. Now if I open up Financial Reports by dimension, you'll see on the top left hand side here a drop down with the newly made Expenses Analysis Report, along with any other reports you have made. Once clicked, you can then change the view to show expenses by any dimension. So we have by area, but then we could also look at by the department or for a particular project you have running, for example. Then heading back to the reports menu, if you have multiple companies that can be analysed in this report here, or by period within this report. Where as you can see, you can explore your reports at the click of a button for any particular date range required. So we've got month here or week, or you can even go more granular by date. As you can see, there are a variety of filters and a wide range of measures you can choose from on the left here, letting you adjust the view depending on the metrics that matter most to you. This transforms a static statement into an interactive report that you can drill into and reuse across the organization. Let's take a look at another example, this time combining financial and operational metrics to get a more complete view of the business. Here I am in the financial reporting homepage from Business Central, and down here we've created a new report with some statistical accounts included. This lets you pull in non-financial data such as the numbers of employees, units produced, or cases sold. Basically anything that represents operational volume rather than currency values. These can be mapped just like your standard general ledger accounts and grouped into totals exactly as you would with income or expense lines. So now when I open the row definitions for this new report, you can see some standard reporting areas, income, cost of goods sold, expenses. But as I scroll down, you can see some examples of statistical accounts being showcased with the number of employees and 9-litre cases. You can now create formulas to evaluate metrics such as profit per employee or profit per 9-litre case using any of your statistical accounts. Simply map them through the menu on the right hand side of the totaling box, and in the pop-up you would see all your statistical accounts as options for including in your financial statements. As in this example, a winery could display 9-litre cases sold directly on the profit and loss statement and instantly see those key performance ratios such as revenue per case and profit per case, giving clear operational insight alongside financial results. You can also create other ratio calculations, for example, to display the net profit margin percentage. You simply divide the net profit line by income and multiply by 100, as you can see here, and the system will calculate that automatically. Let's see how that looks within Power BI. Here I'm in the financial report by period, and if I scroll down, you can see the statistical accounts and formulas displayed directly within the report. You can view these by the various date parameters, and then back in the home page, you could analyze them by dimension in a dimensional report, or by different company, giving you a complete view of your business, combining both financial values and operational metrics in a single unified report that you can analyze dynamically. Heading into the financial reports, let's take a look at the available measures. By setting the Show More filter to True, you will see additional options such as previous fiscal year to date, debit or credit amount, and full year budget, as well as row number and totaling. Now, these final two help clearly show where each value originates in Business Central and how it's calculated, so you no longer need to switch back to verify the details. Finally, let's explore how to take your analysis further in Excel. To get started, open Excel Desktop and connect to your data from the ribbon. So choose Data, Get Data from Fabric and Power Platform, from Power BI, and then select over on the right here, insert the pivot table from the Finance Insights Semantic Model. The first thing you'll want to do is to select measures. When analyzing financial reports in Excel, it's important to only use measures found under the financial reporting folder. You'll recognize them by the fin prefix. So for example, let's just start with the net change. After that, you'll want to set up a few filters. So you add the financial report description field as a filter. So then you can choose which report you want to view. So you can obviously choose any of the reports that you have in Business Central. Basically, you are just replicating the reports drop down on the top left of our financial report. Next, you can add a company name filter for if you're working with multiple companies. And then let's add a fiscal year slicer, just to filter for specific years. To recreate your financial report layout, Then you add the indented description field from the row definition table to the rows area of your pivot table, and that will give you that nice structure that you have within your Business Central reports. Now we can choose from our filter drop downs that we just created. So I'll stick with the income statement with operational metrics that we were using just before, so we can see those statistical accounts included. And rather than see all the companies, I'll choose one company by itself. So we'll get Umbrella Corporation from the second filter here. And then on the third filter, I'll adjust that to the current fiscal year so we can see what's relevant now. Now that's done, you will see your familiar structure with totals and subtotals clearly separated. Because you're connected live to the Power BI dataset, you can define your view just like you would in Power BI. So down the bottom, you can see again the statistical accounts such as employees or cases sold, giving you that overall view of your business. Then you can take things even further and expand the analysis by adding additional measures. So let's scroll up over here and let's add budget along with budget variance and the budget variance percentage. And this lets you build a full actual versus budget comparison inside Excel with the same trusted definitions used in Power BI. Or instead of that route, you could add columns such as a month, year, and then you can review the report by month. Additionally, you could add a dimension to this. So you could use dimension 1, which is in this case for us, is reporting by area. And just like that, you can see the whole report for all the different areas within your business. And as with all Business Central Insights datasets, you can double click any number to drill through directly to the underlying general ledger entries, giving you complete traceability from summary to transaction level. And that's it. We've built financial reports in Business Central, enhanced them with statistical accounts and ratio calculations, and taken the analysis even further in Excel. By combining financial and operational data, you can uncover a much deeper understanding of performance, from overall profitability right down to metrics like profit per employee or revenue per case. In Power BI, these reports give you a real-time visual view of how your business is performing. Then in Excel, you can take that same trusted data and explore it freely, filtering, pivoting, or comparing actuals to budgets, all within a familiar environment. With Business Central Insights, you'll spend less time building reports and more time analysing them. You can connect, customize, and share insights seamlessly across your team, creating a single, reliable version of truth that supports confident, data-driven decisions. Thanks for watching and have a lovely day.